Hey, I'm Micaiah from Txtx, and I'm going to demo how we can use Txtx Runbook to deploy an app chain. It's essentially going to comprise of an optimistic rollup that we're deploying, a brand new one, and then we're going to just deploy some infrastructure contracts to it, and then be able to package it up for reuse. Getting into the runbook here, we're going to declare two different add-ons. So one of them is OVM for this optimistic rollup we're creating, and then EVM for sending transactions on the layer one. We're going to also declare the signer here. So to be able to sign these Ethereum transactions, we're creating the signer. And then the meat of what we're doing here is this new OVM setup rollup action. So pretty much this is going to give us some toggles that we can put in. So we have a lot of potential configs you can add here, but these are just kind of the base ones, setting up the L1 and L2 chain IDs, et cetera, as well as providing the secret keys for the sequencer and the batcher and the proposer. So you provide all of these, and when this action's run, it is going to spin up an L2 for you. It's going to use the L1 deployments we've done, and it's going to start up the sequencer, the batcher, the op node, opgeth. It's going to start all those up. And so we have a running L2, a brand new L2 that we've just created, but it's empty. There's nothing on it, and we're going to want some infrastructure contracts on it. So what we can do is right here in the same runbook, first we can bridge some tokens to our new L2. So we can send some funds to the standard bridger proxy contract. We can sign the transaction with our signer, and we're going to, so this needs to go to the L1. So we're going to say the API URL is the L1 API, and the chain ID is the L1 chain ID. And so that's going to send some ETH on this network. And then once that's finished, we can actually deploy a contract here. Just for simplicity, I'm deploying a simple storage contract, but you could do USDC or whatever sort of infrastructure you want on your L2. You can deploy it now. And so we're getting this contract from the Foundry project. Our contract deployment here is pretty opinionated. By default, we're going to use the create to opcode. And so if you want to specify your own salt, you can say create to salt equals, and then you can put in your own, or by default, it will use a constant one. As well as if you just add proxied equals true here, we're going to deploy a proxy contract so that this, whatever you're deploying here, can be easily upgraded in the future. So you can deploy a new implementation and just point the proxy to the new implementation, and making it really easy for you to deploy these infrastructure contracts, but to have them be able to be deployed on many chains and to be upgraded in the future. And so this is deploying actually on the L2 here. We're saying RPC API URL here is for the L2 as well as the chain ID, and we're signing with that same the same address that we bridged money to previously. So we've set up the rollup, it's running, we have bridged some tokens, we have deployed a contract or whatever infrastructure contracts we need, and then we can package it all up. This is going to stop the all of the L2 pieces that are running, so the proposer, the sequencer, the batcher, it's going to store the state for all of those, and it's going to package it up so that they can be restarted with the same state, with all of the same contracts deployed to it in some more scalable location. So you'll have a Docker Compose file. You can bring it to whatever infrastructure you want to run this on, and you can spin it up. So that's what packaging the rollup is going to do, and then we can output some of the data. So we've deployed the simple storage. So we're going to log the implementation address as well as the proxy contract address. Okay, so we can do txtx ls to see what runbooks we have. This one is called deploy rollup. So we'll do txtx run deploy rollup -u. Okay, so now we can see that these contracts are deployed. We have packaged our our rollup, and now it's no longer running. So we can go to our working directory where everything was output, and we can say docker compose up. And now everything's running. And so we can check the balance of the account we bridged tokens to. We've got this balance. We can get these contract addresses, so that we just deployed. We can see what the code is here. So we have two different contracts: our actual implementation contract, as well as the proxy that was automatically deployed for us. And so, yeah, we have this L2 that we've packaged up, and we've got it all just in a Docker Compose file with a single tarball with all of our data and configuration. So we've created this app chain with a simple runbook here using Txtx.